It's time to get started. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Weinbach. And we have our last and final matchup. It's mixed in the Orlando Cup on the PPA Tour. My goodness, we've been waiting for this one. The sun has finally set, but the pickleball is still going. We've got Riley Newman partnered up alongside Catherine Parento. They're facing off against Jay DeVilliers and Jesse Irvin.
Time in 002.
That's Riley Newman in the white hat. He'll get us started. Oh, and the Ernie. First ball.
A terrific Ernie by Jay, and that's where Riley has to be a little bit careful, Cameron, of dinking down the line because Jay is as good as any pro we have on the entire tour
001.
of jumping that kitchen and nicking that Ernie move.
Something to pay attention to as this match continues. Oh, the speed up was off of Newman's paddle. However, Jay DeVilliers finishing off the point.
Parento and Newman, a team that we've seen really rise up the ranks, Cameron, this year on the Pro Pickleball Association. Jay and Jesse, I think this is their second or third tournament. Have had some really early success.
Second serve.
Well, and on the other side, Newman and Parento just having played together about
1-0-2.
4 tournaments or so, according to Riley. There's that infamous two-handed backhand. Oh, reaching is Jay DeVilliers.
Point.
Terrific poach by Jay. He saw Catherine's ball kind of sit up high. And even though he had to go a long way to get that, Jay is very quick moving to his right
2-0-2.
and loves to poach going in that direction.
Oh, man, a couple beautiful defensive drops, though, off the hand of Jesse Irvin.
Side out.
My goodness.
Newman doing a terrific job of what we call working the point. Riley very good at developing a point. He's always seems to be one shot ahead of time. And a quick referee timeout here. We are doing the 2-referee system, Cameron, where Derek Prince is our lead ref and Don Stanley
Please
is
no
our
flash
number
photography.
2.
You're
And
disturbing the players. Thank
I
you.
was just talking to them about what their responsibilities are. So as this match progresses, we can
Time in.
delve into that.
0-2-1.
Lots of eyes down on the court. Ball just wide.
Point.
You can see how Riley Newman just whips that backhand. He hangs there and holds it for a second before unleashing it on that
1-2-1.
drive.
And it's very difficult to read, Cameron. I've had a chance to play a lot with Riley and against Riley. And it's very difficult to read where he's going with that two-hander.
Oh, he tried to get on his horse.
Second serve.
Couldn't quite get there.
Terrific drop there by the flying Frenchman, Jay DeVilliers.
1-2-2. No.
Jay
Point.
DeVilliers, father of 2. He's got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. Surely tuning in.
2-2-2.
Danilo and Mateo. Wife Alexandra cheering on.
Point.
Very rare at this level to see a missed dink.
3-2-2.
That time off the hand of Irvin. Prento is the first to speed up. She thought she had room in the middle.
Side out.
Terrific hands by all 4 players. We're seeing,
2,
Cameron,
3,
the
1.
tremendous athleticism and the eye-hand coordination and the hand speed of all 4 of these great players. Wow, what defense by Catherine.
Go. Sorry.
Catherine working that inside-out dink forehand, working to her left side. A lot of times you'll see athletes hit
3,
that with their
3,
backhand
1.
or their backhand slice. What
Wow,
a
what a
return.
great return there by Newman. Not only to get that ball down the line,
3,
it
3,
stayed
2.
down and spun away from Irvin.
Jessie doing her best to fight off every speed up in her direction. And right now they're playing head up with the ladies.
3, 3, 1.
So Catherine Prento just in front of Jessie. And
Oh,
just
Parento just hangs that dink up about 2 balls too high, and that's all it takes for these pro
3,
players
3,
to be able to really attack that ball and get the ball on a descending track.
if you're just joining us, mixed final underway. Game number 1.
Point.
Yeah, de Villiers' cross-court dink was just way too high and very attackable
4,
for the
3,
Newman
2.
two-handed backhand. So that gets us to 4-3-2 here, Cameron.
Side out. 3, 4, 1. Out.
Oh, good leave.
Second serve.
A little Matrix-esque there for Catherine Prento.
Riley thinking, don't you dare touch that.
Please, no comments from the audience. Thank you very much, sir. Second serve. 3, 4, 2.
Oh, looking for that quick volley to speed that ball up is Jessie.
Parento doing a great job
4, 3,
defending
1.
some of these drives. Some of these have gotten really down at her knees, and she's blocking them back in the kitchen. It's a tough shot, folks.
Point.
Parento, one of the best on the women's side of what we call a block shot. That's where
5,
you're taking
3,
the pace
1.
off the ball, trying to deaden the ball into the kitchen so you and your partner can move all the way to the
Second
kitchen
serve.
line. It's a really tough skill in this game. She is one of the best, if not
5,
the best,
3, 2.
on the women's pro circuit. Wow!
Riley Newman just defending that backside.
Point.
My goodness.
Catherine, the correct server, correct side? No, she's not the correct server.
The point of the match.
Correct server.
Riley sitting in the middle on the center line, still able to
6,
extend
3,
towards
2.
his forehand, digging so many of those balls. Bob is good. Oh, but the drop is not. having a bit of conversation now.
Wow, I really like the choice of shots there by de Villiers, throwing that topspin forehand lob downwind. Can't see it, folks, from your monitor, but Jesse and Jay are downwind. Catherine and Riley are playing a little bit into the wind.
Still having some conversation, I think, in regards to potentially if that ball's in bounds. Maybe they're going to take a second here.
Players, conference.
Now they are going to conference the players. Have a bit of a conversation here. So now at 7-3, some more conversation taking place. Game number 1, fighting for the Orlando Cup on the PPA Tour. Riley Newman looking for his first mixed title. He's got a few men's titles under his belt. Jay de Villiers has, I'm pretty sure, played in just about every single pickleball event this year.
He puts on the miles.
My goodness.
Between tournaments and clinics and camps.
6, 3, 2.
Just sharing the pickleball love all over the country.
Oh, again, trying to attack that forehand side of Riley Newman as he's sitting in the middle. This is one of the uniquer elements, right, to the game of Parento and Newman. Newman playing on that right side. A lot of times in mixed, you'll see the guy on the left. He's got such a deadly backhand. I like that up the middle. Jesse's done a phenomenal job defending that middle. They keep trying to attack it, but
3,
great
6,
contacts.
2. Point.
Jay de Villiers standing dead center of the court, looking to attack any ball he possibly can. And that time he got a
4,
high,
6, 2.
very attackable forehand. And that's a recipe for disaster for Riley and Catherine.
Still working the cross-court dink. And Riley again finding the better end of that. They've really stuck with that same pattern, feeling pretty comfortable with that.
You know, Jessie loves to dink cross court, both her forehand and her backhand. It's in her muscle memory. That's her preference. But I really think she ought to try to misdirect some of these dinks towards Catherine, like she just is doing right now, right on cue. Oh.
Toss one the way of Jay. And the winner, the slow roll from Jessie.
Serve. 6, 4, 2.
Yeah, it hit her body, so
Hey, but that's the changeup you were looking for, right?
yeah, I think she should do some more dinks down the line and
Okay.
also some more drives.
Okay.
And change up that
4,
pattern a
6,
little bit. One of the
1.
things you don't want to be in pickleball is you don't want to be a predictable player.
Great call. All these athletes looking to be deceptive in their play, unpredictable.
Point.
De Villiers doing a great job of reading that Riley Newman attack down the line and had
5,
a
6,
great
1.
counter punch that Riley could not handle.
Getting a little net love. And now the tie,
Timeout,
6-6.
6, 6,
So
1 minute.
Parento and Newman are going to take an extra second here, have a conversation as they've dropped several points.
Timeout. We'll take our own timeout. Brought to you by Jigsaw Health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just trying to get a little momentum back on their side are Parento and Newman. They're on the near side of your screen. That's Riley Newman and Catherine Parento. Far side, Jesse Irvin and Jay DeVilliers. What an incredible dink. A dink winner. You don't see that as often.
Well, it was great recognition by Riley, seeing that Jay was going to poach and cheat over. Jay moved a little bit early. Riley saw it, went behind him for a terrific winner.
Ton of backspin on those dinks, and you can see again just attacking up the line, the speed up.
7-6-2.
Another great leave.
Out.
I believe that's 3 for her.
I really like how Newman is communicating with Parento on those out balls. You know, sometimes in pickleball, one of the toughest skills is to get out of the way of long shots, and Riley's calling those out early so Catherine can get out of the way.
Yes. You can serve.
I haven't seen as many drives on that third, except for that last ball.
Jesse gets so much pace on those attacking forehands. Even though Riley Newman might be the best defender in the men's game, even he can't handle that one.
Out.
And again, so pickleball, all about the game of patterns. And right now, that pattern is Jesse trying to swing up the line, the speed up,
7-7-2.
right at the body of Catherine Parento. She gets one of those to fall, things might start looking a little different.
Side out.
How can you dig yourself out of that pattern?
And an unforced error there by the Newman backhand gives a side out to Jay and Jesse.
And I talked to Riley before this, and I said, at what point would you switch back so you actually stay on the left side, have your forehand up the middle? And he said, when we feel like we kind of have to adapt, right? And maybe that's this moment. We'll see as he still goes back to the right.
Side out. Seven, 7-1.
7-7-1. Nice push dink. Another one.
Yeah. Point.
A much needed point.
I go here. 8-7-1.
Taking the pace off, just slicing that backhand volley.
8-7-2.
Ah, there it is for Jessie. Finally earns herself the pop-up.
Yeah, that dig really popped up. I mean, we're talking 3 feet too high.
Put it on a platter.
That's when you start salivating when you hit that.
Can serve. 7-8-2.
Terrific recognition there by Parento to see DeVilliers poach hard to his right. And he moved just an eighth of a second too early, and that's what gave Catherine that opening.
Beautiful inside-out drop.
Point.
And another point on the board.
9-7-1.
9-7. Oh,
Jesse was
crossing patterns happening out there.
Jesse was blinded by the shot. There was a big Frenchman blocking her view of the ball.
So with that, we're going to take a Jigsaw Health hydration break because it is now a timeout. Time to get reset.
I felt like I had to always drink water over and over, but I still felt a little bit dizzy by the end of the day. But once I tried to incorporate more electrolytes in my daily life, it really helped me out. My favorite thing about the pickleball cocktail is the flavor. It tastes great. I drink the pickleball cocktail every morning to make sure that I stay hydrated throughout the whole day. It's important to drink first thing in the morning. If you wait until you play, you're usually too late. You start feeling dehydrated. When it comes to hydration, don't wait before it's too late.
Ten to 7, that's our score in game number 1 as we are back here at USTA having a blast at this tennis facility, now turned pickleball, or at least for this weekend.
What an incredible facility, Cameron. 96 tennis courts here. Imagine the immensity of the real estate to have that many tennis courts.
I just think in terms of pickleball. I'm going, how many pickleball courts could you fit on that real estate?
Players are just loving it this week. We're going to be back here in January.
Yeah, there you go. Another game point opportunity for Newman and Parento. Oh, Jay DeVillio says not yet.
Not out. 7-10-1.
7-10-1 here.
Oh, that's a good read, but I think it was just below the belt, a little too far.
8-10-1.
Getting jammed a little bit there. Trying to attack that with their forehand. So 9-10. 2 points coming out of that timeout for Jay and Jesse.
What a first game. Really nice deep return there by Newman. That's so important because when you get the return deep like that, it makes your opponent's third shot much more difficult.
It's a great call, and there's the reach of Riley Newman. Up and over the top. I always have a hard time as a volleyball player. So I'm like, no one steals my overhand.
That's my kill.
Another game point. And that ball just long, did not touch him. So game number 1 going to Parento and Newman. A very solid start for those two. They stuttered just a little bit, but were able to pull it out late in that first game. We'll have more coverage coming to you live here in Orlando just after this short break.
I love this game. The friends I've met along the way, the places it's taken me. This game is all about community. Duper is partnering up to grow the community, to bring accuracy, transparency, and adaptability to the sport. Duper's rating system starts off with accuracy, setting up for success right from the beginning. That's how you make every match count.
Selkirk's mission has always been to fuel the pickleball obsession found inside every player.
There is a growing community of pickleball players who consume as much pickleball content as they possibly can.
And that's why we are launching Selkirk TV, which brings the best pickleball content to your smartphone, tablet, and big screen TV. It's pickleball's original and only free TV app. This is 24/7 pickleball, proudly brought to you by Selkirk.
So now we have changed ends, and Jesse and Jay on the near side of your screen getting ready for game number 2 here in our mixed final in Orlando. Game 1 went to Newman and Parento. That was a good one though. 9-11. just off the handle of Riley Newman.
Very aggressive play there by de Villiers, really commanding the court, showing his presence.
1-0-2.
A well-played point from Newman and Parento from the very first contact. Deep return, and then a nice setup shot into the cross court with the dink.
Speaking of commanding a presence, Riley Newman stepping up big time
0-1-1.
right there. And that's a rare unforced error by the Parento backhand. She has one of the best backhand dinks
0-1-2.
in the game.
Are you kidding me? Jay ends up, took us on the ground, but lots of great play.
That time, Jay bit off a little bit more than he could chew and came over a little bit too far, and Jesse's like, I can handle that side.
1-1.
Point.
Just a slight hesitation there by Jay allowed that ball to actually get below the net.
Oh my goodness. A defended Ernie, a full chase down off a drop volley. Gorgeous play.
1-2-1.
Wow. What hustle by Newman to get to that ball.
I think it took him only a step to get there with those legs. Wow. Talk about defense, Riley Newman.
Irvin hit that ball as hard as she possibly could. Newman fights it off, takes control of the point, and takes it.
Not out.
That ball was going to head long, but it did catch Jessie in her body, so that's going to give them a side out here.
2-1-1.
2-1. And ball just wide, maybe about an inch or so. But you gotta love the preparation from Catherine Parento, ready for that speed up the line again.
And Jay and Riley with a little chuckle after that point, knowing how good that was.
Serve.
And that just sails long.
It's become a game of inches for these two teams. The margins
3-1-2.
are slim. 3-1-2. Tossing that one up in the middle. That's a dangerous place.
Oh, Jay hung that up a full ball too high, and that's a very easy kill shot there by Newman.
Looking to counter is Jay de Villiers, but that ball goes long. 5-1. So another quick and good start for Parento and Newman here in the second game. Mixed final. We've got the rest of it coming up after this Jigsaw Health hydration break.
Bottle can take the heat.
Well, when I spoke to Catherine Parento before this match, she talked about wanting to start strong. So far, they've got game one under their belt, her alongside her partner, Riley Newman. And in the second game, 5-1. I asked her, what does that look like? What is a strong start apart from a score? And she said it's all about having strong confidence and great energy, and we have seen that so far. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Weinbach, and we've had a blast already.
This is awesome stuff. This is as good as it gets in mixed pro doubles in the world, and we have the best seat in the house.
Yeah, the baseline. That really is.
I love that move by Newman. We call that a Burt,
Oh yeah, go on the other side.
where you jump over your partner's side of the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
And I love how Newman tried that because he knew, he could tell by Jay's paddle direction that he was going to drive that at the Catherine Parento body.
That's
And that's the time that you want to try that move.
And now we're actually going to have a little bit of conversation. You can see the frustration on Jesse's face. I'm not sure as to what the conversation is regarding.
Correct side. No.
So now we are out of place. Bradley Newman trying to figure out which side and if he is the correct server.
The players can't hear because the plane's above.
They have now tried every option.
Correct server, incorrect side. We just did that one, didn't we? No. The score is 5.
Serve from here, she's 5.
It's 5 over here, yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Our head of officials, Don Stanley, steps in and says, that is correct.
Left. I haven't called the score yet. No. I haven't called the score yet. It's a dead ball.
You're not allowed to serve until the score is called.
And Catherine
5,
actually
1, 2.
just missed that twice now into the net on purpose because I believe they had a wrong server, wrong side that was missed after the point had finished.
Correct.
So they went to go replay it, but in true form because they had lost that point regardless.
Yeah, they wanted to make
Catherine Parento making a point.
making it right.
Absolutely.
We see that a lot in pickleball. There's just a culture in pickleball of sportsmanship and ethical standards, and what a great display that we just saw right there by Newman and Parento.
Great call by you. And if you love what you see from Catherine Parento, she does a lot of coaching, just as several of these athletes, but you can check her out at catherineparento.com. She's got clinics around the country. Great coach. Coaches alongside her partner, Athena Trujillo.
Not out.
Jay Devilliers trying to will that one over, ending up on his toes.
5, 2, 1.
5-2-1. Nice bounce for Newman. Oh, looking for the ATP, but well wide.
And actually, the shot was there, and Devilliers is as good as anybody in the game of
True.
cupping his right wrist
6,
and
2,
bringing
1.
that ball back into the court. He and Ben Johns are the two best players in the game at that on their backhand side.
Point.
And Jesse's going to call a timeout quickly after back-to-back errors on their side of the court. So we're going to take, yet again, another Jigsaw Health hydration break.
Grab the tape and then pull.
All right, guys. Great job, everyone. Let's pack up and call it a day. Catherine?
Almost done, boss. Almost done.
All right. See you later.
Morning, Catherine.
Good morning.
Wow, you don't know when to quit, do you?
Nope.
Awesome.
Hey, take it slow, parento. You're making the rest of us look bad.
Seven to 2 as our score. Game number 2. Catherine Parento has the ball in hand. She's double checking, and rightly so, whether she's in the correct place and the correct server. Jay and Jesse have got to find something here.
And another unforced error there by De Villiers. So
8,
Catherine
2,
and Riley,
1.
after taking game 1, are 3 points away from taking this match.
My goodness, and the pattern comes back, and we are playing 3 out of 5 games, actually. So we've got some more pickleball coming to you live here in Orlando.
9, 2,
USTA.
1.
Jay De Villiers putting some mustard on that. That was filthy in a good way.
Right here. 1. Yes, you are. 9, 2, 2. Side out.
Nice counter, Jay De Villiers. I like the way he kind of held that two-handed backhand too. He looked like he was going to attack and maybe speed up the ball, but instead he goes a nice little dink. Very deceptive play. Some extra net love. Wow.
And a huge come on by the Frenchman, knowing that this is the time that they've got to make a run here in game 2.
Catherine Parento's got her left foot all the way on the sideline and continues to get kind of pushed further and further out as Riley Newman sits in the middle. So we're going to take another Jigsaw Health hydration break because they have got to figure out how to get out of this little run for Parento and Newman.
Oh, gosh. So close.
Out, out, that's clearly out. Out. Not even close! Custom jobber right here. It's triple carbon polyfiber honeycomb tri-blend faceplate. Oh, and it's got Bluetooth. No. Look, here's what you're doing wrong.
Man, I love this sport.
And play just about to get back underway out of the timeout. Time is officially in. Score 4-9-1. And the serve is long. Second serve for Jay De Villiers.
Side out.
A drive from Jesse.
9-4-1.
Missed. Another good Ernie this time from Jay De Villiers. His name is just too fun to say.
Oh yeah, that's why we call him the Flying Frenchman. He's so good at that, Ernie. He's so quick at it. Oh, look at the hands.
You know, one of the things I talked to Jay about before this match started, he said we have to be able to adapt. We have to see what Riley's doing and make an adjustment beyond that. They've got to do that a little bit quicker here as we are at game point. Oh.
It doesn't matter. He stepped on the line, but it didn't matter because the ball never cleared the net. So there you have it, game 2.
Game 2, so Parento and Newman up by 2 now and just need one more game to go. We'll be back after a short break. The Orlando Cup on the line. Are we just one game away? That's the question we have yet to answer. Newman and Parento now up 2 games to 0
And
over Jay DeVilliers.
What a day of pro pickleball we've had. It all started with Anna Lee Waters taking on
Leah Jansen
in the women's singles final. Then we had the men, Matt Wright and Ben Johns taking gold over JW and AJ, and that was in 3 games as well.
It's been a long day of pickleball, but a phenomenal one at that.
Yeah, I think you were here when the Waters beat Simone and Lucy in an epic battle.
Oh yes, tears were falling.
Yes.
And good tears on the side of Lee
Yes,
Waters
from
and
Mom.
Anna Lee. So our last match of the day, finishing off with mixed. Ben Johns picked up the singles title not too long ago against Tyson McGuffin. Full day of coverage. And again, great court awareness and body movement. Catherine Parento shifting to that left sideline. She's phenomenal at fighting those off.
A terrific defender, both Jessie and Catherine are.
And I asked her about that. I said, you know, you've always been kind of known as this defender. What's the next step for you? And she said, I want to be a more offensive. I want to look to find my shots. Get a little bit more aggressive in that. She said she thrives as a defender, but
0-1-1.
you always got to look to improve, right?
Good leave there by Catherine. I think she was going to hit that until Riley said, don't you dare touch that.
0-1-2.
I'm not sure those were exact words out of his mouth, but close.
That's one of my phrases.
Go.
Oh. A little of I think that might have hit her hand on that overhead because you actually didn't even hear the ball hit the paddle at all. Kind of had a weird side spin to it as well. Waiting for the nearby airplane. It's been the story of the day.
1-1-2.
I feel like an air traffic controller at this point in the day.
Yeah, we are like 5 miles away from the airport. That's a poor decision there by DeVilliers to drive that high to the Newman forehand. And, you know, you talk about Parento always being known as a great defender and terrific hands. This year she's gone to a paddle that's a little heavier, a little more power. It's called the Tempest Rain Pro. It's got a little bigger of a sweet spot, and I think that's really helped her game.
You can see that paddle in hand. Jay DeVilliers working with a Vulcan on the other side. Engage in the hand of Jessie Irvin.
1-1-2.
Oh, and De Villiers on the ground again.
I'm just so enthralled by the fact that they're even able to defend some of those balls. My goodness. Jessie backhand up the middle defensively is a scary thing.
2, 1, 2.
You hear the bravo from Jay De Villiers. That time Jessie attacking the feet of Catherine
1,
Parento.
2, 1.
Hard place to have to dig a ball out of, right next to your feet. Oh, what a dig.
What?
And there it is. My goodness. Offense to defense, back to offense, and back around.
Incredible point.
Jay De Villiers and Riley Newman were everywhere. I think they might have touched every inch of the court.
1, 2, 2.
It's like running suicides out there. It's making me tired.
Go ahead. Yo. Me.
What? What a get off the net court.
And the cries are coming out of Jay and Jessie.
Just for these two teams to get to this final, look who they had to beat. Riley and Catherine took down one of the top mixed doubles teams in the history of pickleball, Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova. And Jay and Jessie beat Vivian David and Deckel Barr in another epic battle. So just incredible for them just to get into this gold medal match here at the Orlando Cup.
Looking for the big silver chalice. Every contact matters, and that ball is just wide. I think Jay wishes he had that one back. That might have gone long.
I thought that was going to go way long, but it's so hard to get out of the way of those high attacking shots.
Looking like a volleyball player.
Well,
He's got a vertical. Come on now.
he does. Not a great decision, though, by Jay. You know, you don't want to lob over Riley Newman. It's not just about his height. He's very athletic. He was a heck of a basketball player. Loved basketball. And now is a basketball referee, both on the high school and college level. Something he and I share. We talk about that a lot.
Fun. And instead, this time Jessie actually gives a little bit of a slap shot into the angle. We've usually seen her going up the line at Parento, but the change
2 points.
might have just caught Newman off guard.
Parento, of course, played her college tennis for Coach Simone Jardine at Michigan State and now resides in the Naples, Florida area.
Yeah, she said she's all about this heat. She said this isn't anything new for me. Oh, and there it is, fighting it off.
Let out.
A couple well-placed attacks now for Jessie and Jay.
Yeah, that was a great roll backhand right into the Newman chest.
Jessie, also a former tennis player. She was a junior tennis player, actually.
2, 3, 1.
She said she picked up a game of pickleball back in November of 2018, turned pro in 2019.
Sorry, Jen.
Second serve.
I asked her what was so addicting about the sport to her, and she said, honestly, the strategy is the most enticing part for her.
2.
There's so many different levels and the dynamics constantly shifting.
Point.
Usually you hear, you know, it's the power, it's the speed, it's the pace. But no, for Jesse,
3-2.
3-3-2, it's the strategy. Things starting to turn.
And Jesse and Jay making their move here in a game 3 that they must have to keep this match going.
No. Side out.
That's going to sail way long to give Catherine and Riley the
And this is
side out here.
This is the beautiful thing about pickleball,
3,
right?
4,
I mean, this
1.
third game feels like we've already been in it for about 15 minutes, and we're only at 3-4. The side out's just continuing to happen. Getting low is Catherine Parento. And they start to retreat, but again, attacking the feet. Jay DeVilliers grabbing the towel. We've seen this a lot today as well.
It's been really hot and humid these last 3 days here.
Just trying to dry off the sweat. I think he already had a shirt change in the match too. Seen that throughout the day. Somehow that ball lands in.
Side out.
And a side out again.
4-3-1.
4-3. And here's the switch. Parento still on that right. Seen it a few times here in this third game.
Such a great cover there by Jesse. Seeing Jay out of position. She got the first one back, couldn't quite get that second one over the net.
Side out.
So they have adapted their game yet again. Parento still sitting on the right side.
3-4-1.
Go.
Serve.
Sounded like that ball hit the edge of her paddle and did not hit the center.
3-4-2.
Newman has that little whippy serve. It's an interesting look. Tries to get some side spin on that ball.
That was strange. DeVilliers almost completely missed that ball. That was almost a whiff.
4-4-2.
And there's some speed and pace from Jesse.
Yeah, very attackable third shot by Riley. He's shaking his head at himself, knowing that that ball was a good foot too high to the Irvin forehand. And you will pay a very steep price if you elevate the ball too high to Jessie, both on her forehand side and her backhand side. She generates as much pace as any woman on the Pro Tour.
Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Weinbach. Dave picked up a couple victories this weekend, a couple titles.
Yeah, I had a good day today with Eva Welcher and I won the senior mixed, and then a couple hours later, Dane Gingrich, my buddy from Santa Barbara, your home state, he and I took the senior men's gold over two great players, Chris Miller and a shout out to John Sperling as well. So with this timeout, we'll take our own timeout, courtesy of Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good.
All right, last order of business. Someone's been taking way too many samples of the electrolyte fruit punch, and it needs to stop now.
What?
And it's our last match of the day, and it has already been a phenomenal one. Game number 3 here in the mixed final of the Orlando Cup on the PPA Tour. Jesse Irvin and Jay DeVilliers looking for game number 3 against Parento and Newman. Soft hands from Irvin.
What a get by Newman. Really nice forehand cross-court roll there by Irvin that Newman cannot catch up to.
He's going to wear that one home. Oh, that's still within the reach of Newman. However, it was a nicely placed lob. We've seen the lob become such a thing in the game of pickleball, even in the last few months.
Yeah, Newman a little upset at himself for there. He is going to make that play 9 out of 10 times.
True.
One of the best overheads we have in the game. And he's got really good hops.
And there's the Ernie again. Well read, but from Jay DeVilliers. I mean, how difficult is it to read that?
Jay's very deceptive at it because he goes late. If a player goes too early, the players can see it coming. But I think Parento shouldn't be challenging that dink down the line. Why even give him the opportunity?
Great question. We'll maybe ask her after the match. I'll leave it to you. Nice redirect. Redirect to Ernie. Jay DeVilliers. That was a beautiful setup.
Jay's gotten so good at that Ernie. You know, the other player that has turned the Ernie into a huge weapon. There's 2 guys come to mind. Tyler Loong out of Provo, Utah, and our Israeli monster, Deckelbar.
Deckelbar. He's been doing it so much as of recent.
Oh, a dirty inside-out forehand winner by Catherine.
10-4-2.
Catherine shouting out, my bad. Not happy with her play on that last one.
Yeah, Jessie knew as soon as she hit that was not going to end well.
4-10-1.
4-10-1.
Point.
We've
All
seen
right.
crazier things happen in pickleball than a 4-10 comeback.
Well, they got some momentum going.
5-10-1.
They're at 5-10, still on the first server here.
Point.
And 2 is going to be
Time
enough
out,
for Jay
Suzuki.
DeVilliers. He says it's time to
6-10-1,
take a
1
break.
minute.
Slow the fire of Newman and Parento. Will it be enough? They're looking for game number 4. That's Jay DeVilliers and Jesse Irvin. Jigsaw Health Hydration break. Here we come.
Pickleball is more than just a sport. It's a passion. It's not about winning. It's about who I become when I'm on court. The woman, the player, the athlete. I'm always pushing to be the best version of me. And I know you can do it too. So find your passion. Be the best version of you. And don't forget to have fun while you're at it. Because it's fun to feel good.
Two straight points was enough to try and slow the roll of Catherine Parento. and Riley Newman. They're up 2 games to none.
10-1.
Jay DeVilliers, Jesse Irvin trying to find their first. Still first serve. And they've worked back too into that original game plan. Riley on the right, Catherine on the left, and into that dinking battle. It's that same pattern we saw before. Jesse in the cross court.
10-2. No. Side out.
And that does
Sometimes-
clip the net and sail along.
Sometimes the net gives you some love, and sometimes it does not.
10-6-1.
Game point opportunity.
Second serve.
Really good forehand roll there by Riley, getting the ball down at the at
10,
Jesse's
6,
right
2.
foot, making that shot really tough on her.
Yo.
Jay using that middle of the reset as he gets pushed wide. Ball long.
Point.
Game
Game 11.
number 3. Jesse and Jay. So we've got game number 4. It's going to be just on the other side of this commercial break. Stick around. More from the PPA Tour. All right, Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Weinbach. Game number 4 on the PPA Tour in our mixed final. The Orlando Cup sitting courtside just as we are. It is now getting late. We are on the East Coast, so
Game
9:13
4. Time in 0-0-2.
is our time. We're playing late in the evening. Why not? More pickleball coming your way. And you could see that right off the paddle of Riley Newman. That ball lofted Jay DeVilliers right on top of it.
1-0-2.
Oh, you just gotta love the pace. I'm an angry player, so
Angry player.
I love hearing that. I'm like, yeah, get him, get him.
Yeah, she generates a tremendous amount of pace. Until you play against these players, it's really hard to appreciate on video how hard they're hitting the ball.
That's a great call. You know, a lot of people that may be new to pickleball don't quite see the speed or the pace or the exact movement of the ball, how much spin there is. And then the deception right off the paddle. I mean, the level these athletes play at is just phenomenal. Incredibly dynamic, fast-paced sport.
I like how Parento is going behind De Villiers a lot and keeping him honest.
And there's an Ernie from Jesse.
Wow.
I think we should call that a journey.
Journey. Journey.
Thanks for laughing. I appreciate you for that.
I like that.
Backhand drive from Jay De Villiers.
Second serve.
We have not seen much of that this match where Irvin
No.
hits that forehand dink
1-1,
into the net. She's been very consistent.
Just watching her, it raises my blood pressure a little bit because I'm so impressed with her patience, her will to just continue to dink cross court, ball after ball after ball. So steady in her play.
Correction. Point.
I get about 2 to 3 in that cross court dink, and I'm done.
You're ready to
my scouting
attack?
my scouting report is rather easy.
Oh, and Parento just sitting on that forehand and unleashes.
And that's the beautiful thing when you've got someone covering so much court like Riley Newman sitting all the way in the middle. It allows you to kind of free up and move over. Sitting on that forehand beautifully. Way to execute.
Oh, that just sails wide, correctly called by De Villiers.
De Villiers also a phenomenal singles player. So fun to watch.
Really improved his singles game in the last year to the point where he's now I'd say a top 3 singles player in the world.
Yep.
Point.
Played tennis at Wichita State. I was giving him a hard time earlier today saying, hey, you're from the other WSU. I went to Washington State. They always got the chords crossed.
Yep.
And you can see how much patience and speed. Riley Newman kind of has a little bit of 2 different slices on that forehand side. Sometimes he'll really undercut it, and sometimes he'll just push it a little bit more. Changing the speed, spin of that ball.
Yeah, Jay going to Wichita State, and after college decided to stay in Wichita, which has become a pickleball hotbed. You know, we all know about Matt Wright, Lucy Kovalova lives there, Jay, Patrick Smith. A shout out to Chris Heck, also a very accomplished player in the Wichita area. So there's a lot of really good rec play going on in Wichita, Kansas. That sails just wide.
2-4-1.
Score 2-4.
Second serve.
And you can see again the frustration, Jessie, her hand over her head. Just going, what in the world? Just a missed drive there.
4-2.
Off the forehand. Beautiful reset there from Jessie that ultimately earns them that ATP. It was defended even off of Newman.
There's an example of Jay cupping that right wrist and generating that side spin going from left to right and curls the ball 3.5 feet into the court.
Bend it like De Villiers.
Now you're pushing it.
Side out.
Come on, I thought that was good.
4-3-1.
3-4. Nearly doing the splits is Parento.
Second serve.
3-4-2 now. Again,
4-3-2.
Parento and Newman just 1 game away from the title.
De Villiers hung that ball up really high. He knew it as soon as he hit it.
5-3-2.
5-3-2. Really great counterattack there by Irvin. Really surprised Newman up into his body. Newman could not handle it.
That quick flick, one of the nastiest shots in pickleball. It gets on you so fast. Nice cover. Shot up the line and counterattacked back. You know, I always think it's so interesting because people say, well, what separates the pros from maybe that 5-0 level or that 4-5 level? And it's their ability to read the game, counterattack, and even when you think you've got a great shot, their next shot's even better.
The biggest difference, when people ask me that question, which they get every single tournament.
Yeah, how do I get to that pro level?
The biggest difference is consistency.
That's a great call too. That's one of the other huge elements.
This game is not about hitting spectacular winning shots like tennis. This game is about consistency, not making a lot of unforced errors, and forcing your opponents into errors. That's how you win in this game consistently.
Making them uncomfortable, and right now, Newman and Parento are getting a little uncomfortable here in game number 4.
5-5-2.
Tied up, 5 apiece. Back to the cross-court dink battle.
I just don't think Jesse's going to come out on top in that cross-court dink battle with Riley Newman very often. Riley, one of the best dinkers we have in our game, if not the best.
5-5-1.
So, as I said earlier in game 1, I think Irvin needs to redirect some of those balls, more of those balls down the line to Parento.
She hasn't gone that direction yet. She's sticking steady with the cross court. And again, pops one up. It's about that 6th or 7th ball in where she's having a little bit of trouble.
I go here.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Jay is not telling her to mix it up a little bit more and put a little more pressure on Catherine and not give Riley so many looks.
Jay quickly calling a timeout after that last ball. 7-5-1. So coming back after this Jigsaw Health hydration break. Could it be the conclusion of the Orlando Cup?
I used to drink a lot of sport drinks high in sugar. I used to get nauseous on court, and at one point I was like, there must be something out there that I can use differently or I can do differently. For the first time I tried the Electrolyte Supreme, I was able to last throughout the whole day. I did not feel nauseous or feel heavy, and I really liked the flavor. Then I looked at the ingredients on the list and it said no sugar, so that was very attractive for me. No more sugary sport drinks for me.
And welcome back to USTA at Lake Nona in Florida. We've had a phenomenal tournament here on the PPA Tour. We're just within the last few minutes, maybe, of our finishing of mixed final. We'll see. Coming back out, Jay De Villiers and Jesse Irvin down by a few. As they come out in game at number 4, Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Weinbach.
back.
That's almost become routine for Jay DeVilliers. Now can they finish it off? And the ATP! Jay DeVilliers saying, all right, I see you. I'll give you that one.
Newman very pumped up after that incredible chase down ATP that lands on the line for a winner.
Oh, what a dig. Parento. Parento even frustrated. She was still sitting there on that forehand, but another great counter. It's counter after counter after counter. Unbelievable.
Jesse with a terrific two-handed backhand there and got that ball really up on Parento quickly. And that's going to sail long.
Serve. Five, 8-2.
Yours.
Oh, reaching.
Oh,
That's
that-
a little low and in front.
That's what we call trying to attack an unattackable shot.
Six,
Not
8-2.
recommended.
.682. Great block. And I like the redirect, too. Back up the line.
Unfortunately, he drove it right to the Newman backhand where Newman was sitting on it.
8-6-1.
3 points away from taking this gold medal.
Every time Jessie trying to figure out whether she's going to volley the ball or let it bounce. And again, she's just struggled a little bit in that cross court. She was nails
9-6-1.
at the beginning of this match.
That's the spot I think she needs to go more of.
Ah,
Second serve.
maybe Dave has the solution.
I don't like her
9-6-2.
chances going cross court with Newman. He's
Yep.
so good and so consistent and very dangerous. Oh, wow. Jay DeVilliers thinking, what do I have to do to win a point around here?
Point.
I mean, the defense on complete
Timeout,
display.
team,
Newman and
10-6-2,
Parento
1
just
minute.
digging their heels into the court here in Orlando.
As
They're
a
sitting
player,
at-
that's so frustrating, Cameron, because you feel like you have to win the point 3 or 4 times, and Catherine and Riley just keep digging the ball out and digging the ball out and end up winning the point after all of that.
So their backs now up against the wall. We're getting close. Potentially. Will we make it to a game number 5? That's the question coming up after the Jigsaw Health hydration break.
Catherine, did you remember to bring everything you need for the tournament?
Yep, all the essentials. My lucky paddle,
Great.
first aid kit,
Mm-hmm.
Canada's finest.
Catherine, did you remember the most important one?
Obviously.
Just making sure.
Oh, shoot. I think I forgot Mr.
I didn't forget.
Thanks, coach. Je t'aime, Monsieur Pickle.
You are.
back in action under the lights here in Orlando.
10, 6, 2.
Who's going to be shining here in game number 4?
Go.
Somehow Jay's there.
Oh, and there it is.
The finish, the title for Parento and Newman. Newman's first mixed title. The Orlando Cup in the hands of those 2 individuals. Congrats.
Well, what a match we got to witness right there. That is as good as it gets in the mixed double side. Riley and Catherine taking the gold in 4 games in an epic battle. And Jesse and Jay played phenomenal, Cameron, in this match.
No, such a blast to get to watch those 2 battle it out. I mean, my goodness, the play of Jay DeVilliers and Jesse Irvin. I mean, multiple defensive plays. And then Jesse hitting that cross court again and again, that battle with Riley Newman. She was really solid. And then that game 4 hit. Things turned a little bit more challenging, but hats off. The adaptation of play for Newman and Parento, ultimately leading the way.
Well, really enjoyed being with you tonight. What a great day here at the Professional Pickleball Association's Orlando Cup.
Brilliant. We've got Hannah down on the court. I think she's going to hand out the chalice. I think she's done that a few times. Thanks for joining me, Dave. Get out of here. Get some rest. And there they are, your mixed winners. The 2021 Orlando Cup champs. It's been a long day of pickleball here. So thanks for joining us on the PPA Tour. It's been phenomenal. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Weinbach. And please, please join us back on the PPA Tour. Check out some of the best athletes on the world, and especially on the hard court.
All right, and welcome back one more time to the Orlando Cup. We know it's late out there, but I'm here with our 2021 champions of the Orlando Cup, Riley Newman, Catherine Parento. You guys battled so hard out there. The other team got close, and they won that game 3. They came back hard in game 4. How did you shut them down?
Oh, yeah, I think we had to play solid, just put more balls in the court, make less unforced errors. I think in the 3rd game I started thinking about, what if we win? This is the 3rd game. We won the first 2. Let's go. Let's get that 3rd game. And I got a little nervous. And same thing happened in the 4th game. We started a little slow and then ended up with the W.
All right, and players talk so much about matchups, partnerships. What makes you and Catherine such a great team together?
Well, Catherine puts me in a good spot. She's really consistent. She sets me up in a good spot where I can kind of do my finishes. But holy cow, it's late. I'm so actually shocked that there's still fans here. It's 10 p.m. I actually got to teach at 9 a.m. in Georgia, so I am so beyond tired, but I'm going to give it all. We had a blast out here on the PPA Orlando Cup.
All right, guys. You guys were phenomenal. What's up next? What's coming up in your schedule?
I have Vegas, the PPA in Vegas. I think it's only doubles. And then Texas Open the following weekend.
And Riley?
Texas Open with Catherine, and then actually I get my sister back for the Vegas Open in a couple weeks. But again, just super pumped to be on the court, and thanks everyone for watching at home.
You guys are phenomenal. Big congratulations to you both. Thank you for being out here, and thank you all for tuning in. Jordan?